Culture Podcast with your host. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the BCP with the goodest brother at the co-pilot's chair right now. Hashtag Wrestlers Love. Chris Nunez, Mr. Chris Nunez. What's up, good brother? How you doing over there?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. We got a big one today. I'm excited for this one. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are beyond stoked to talk with a talent who, let's be honest, always steals the show and wows the crowds on the indie scene every time we go. So happy to have her with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show a former WWWA Women's Champ and current Eclipse Wrestling Femme champion, the Violet Vixen herself, the Heart Stealer, Miss Adena Steele. Adena, what's up? How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing well, all things considered. You know, living in a different world right now, but doing okay over there. How about you? How's you and your family? Everyone staying safe, staying positive over there?
Yeah, we're keeping it together. It's just, I think, more just such a lifestyle change. You know, trying to find different things to take up your day and be productive and just kind of make the most of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, like us creatives over here, you know, it's great that we get to talk to all you guys, you know, using Skype or Zoom, whatever it is. So we do appreciate a few minutes of your time. And, you know, we just kind of want to talk a little bit about what's going on right now in this crazy world we live in. You know, I'm following you on Facebook. We love seeing you at the indie shows. But right now, like, I can see you're putting in the work. You're doing yoga. You're doing a lot of ab workouts. I see a lot of cameos from your dog in some of the pictures. Tell us, what's your, yeah, we're big dog people here. What's kind of your mindset? Yay. What's kind of your mindset right now in this kind of quarantine world we live in?
It's definitely shifted a bit. You know, initially when all this happened, you know, where I'm at, it was, you know, oh, everything's going to be closed for 2 weeks, and, you know, then it's a month, and now it's been 2.5 months, I guess.
Yeah,
it's time isn't real anymore. So I guess it all started initially, you know, my perspective was just, okay, like, I'm probably never going to have this much free time again until I retire, so, like, how could I make the most of it? You know, and, you know, yeah, the yoga was one thing. I just never had time for it in my schedule. You know, I go to the gym and wrestling and work, and I have so much when, you know, this isn't the state of the world, and I just never had time to really put it in there. So I was like, you know, I'm going to try to do that every day, do a little abs. You know, later in the day, I usually do more of like a weightlifting workout just to see, and I kind of thought I'd start like cutting for the summer. I was bulking for a while trying to get stronger, but without the gym, I don't have like heavy enough weights. And it ended up being this long of a time period. So it's been cool. Like, it's a lot of discovery, and I'm doing, like, I never would have thought I'd be someone doing yoga or any of that, but it's cool to find, you know, you might like stuff you wouldn't expect to, and you're capable of more than you would think. Like, I was always so like tense, and I'd always neglected stretching just because I'd rather spend my time working out, and I'd be like, oh, I'll stretch after, and then I'd keep going. But it's cool to actually have given it like time and a chance to work and seeing results. It's promising.
Yeah, well, it's really inspiring to see you put in the work, and, you know, everyone using the downtime to put in that extra work right now. I got to say, you look fantastic, but more importantly, look great, but more importantly, we want to hear about your dog. Tell us what it's like being a doggy mom over there.
Oh, it's so great, because I have, like, I get to spend, like, every day with them, all day. So, you know, normally I've just gone a lot, especially, you know, since I started training and wrestling in the past, like, couple years. I've just been on the go, and, you know, we'd get our walk in the morning if it, you know, the weather was good and that, but I've just been able to, you know, just hang out with them so much, and, you know, we go to parks and just adventure around, and it's really fun. Like, I haven't got to spend time with them like this in so long, or had free time like this, so I know I'm loving it, and I think they are too.
Oh, that's great. It's all about the silver linings right now. Good brother, you got some questions over there, bro?
Just to rewind it back a little bit, Adena, how did you get your start in the business, and who were some of your influences growing up?
So I got into it it was one of those weird life things where it just everything like lined up and it just seemed like, okay, this is appropriate now. Like, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Oh, wow, okay.
I was, for a while I was very into just the gym and fitness, and a friend of mine, one day we're chatting and she was like, have you ever thought about, like being a personal trainer or, something along that lines, because like you're spending so much time and energy on this. And I was just kind of like, I don't know if that's really for me. I'm, not very patient all the time, not a teacher. And like, I was always a wrestling fan. Like, everyone always busted me for it growing up, but everyone just knew that was something about me. Like, that was just my thing. Like, Bree's not going to come out on Mondays, or Adena, or whoever I am. And so, like, literally a couple of days later, she saw that training facility, like, right near where we're from, was having, like, a tryout. And she was like, we're going. I was like, okay. And she was a trooper and came just because she knew I wouldn't have gone if she didn't come with me, probably. And I was just like, why not? Like, this is so cool. Like, I didn't realize how much there is, now being more involved. There's so many promotions and training centers.
Oh, yeah, there's so much.
It's like, it's an underground world almost. Like, I had no idea my whole life that this was all around me. And I was just like, why? What's the worst that could happen? Like, if I do it and I don't like it, I don't do it anymore. And I just, like, I fell in love with it.
Wow.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
Who were like your favorites growing up?
Growing up, I definitely was more of like a WCW kind of person.
Okay.
I grew up, my dad watched wrestling, so that's how I started watching it, and that's what he'd have on. So I always really was into more people on there, and like Sting was like my number one favorite growing up.
Yes. Do you prefer Surfer Sting or do you prefer Crow Sting?
I prefer Crow Sting, just because it was like a nostalgic thing for me. Like the Surfer Sting, I could watch that now, but it was a little before my time, and I appreciate it just as much, but I think the nostalgia of the Crow Sting is like what takes my heart.
Yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, Adena. Scranton PA, is that correct?
Yep, that's where I'm from.
Got it. I gotta ask the question, not to be cliche. Yeah, here it is. Are you an Office fan?
I knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah, you knew it was coming. You knew.
Sorry if we set you up.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm not a fan. I just am not a big TV person.
Okay, that's fair.
I've seen episodes here and there, and it's funny. Like, it's definitely my sense of humor, but I don't watch a lot of TV, and I always, like, get shit for that. Cause, like, how do you live in Scranton and you don't watch The Office? I'm like, I don't, like, choose not to watch it. I really would just watch wrestling or, like, Harry Potter and Marvel movies. Other than that, nothing keeps my attention. I just can't do it.
Oh, I gotcha. So for stuff, you say you don't really like to watch TV and stuff like that, but, obviously you're putting in the work, doing a lot of working out, focusing on your craft. What are some things, like, outside of working out, outside of the wrestling that you're into?
Good question. No, just kidding. I mean, really, I've just been focusing more on, getting more, like, quality time with, like, the people close to me, and just being able to talk more and, like, communicate, and, I really, like, into the whole spiritual realm of things, so I've just been doing a lot more meditating and, like, self-reflection, because I was just so busy for so long, and I never had time to really, like, just spend with myself. So I do that. I, try to just, like, do simple things. I go for a walk. I finally have time to read again.
That's
awesome. Spend time with the dogs.
That's a great answer, especially in this crazy world we live in today. 2020 has been really weird. I think now's a great time to get in touch with nature, get in touch with your spiritual side. That's really cool. Nunez, what do you got over there, bro?
How has quarantine life affected you as far as wrestling? Like, have you kept in touch with any wrestlers? Like, have you guys, like, talked to each other through it, given each other advice?
Yeah, it's actually interesting. I when you ask that, because the first that comes to mind is I've actually, like, connected with people a lot more.
Okay.
Like, in different people, like, not necessarily even the people I train with or saw the most. I've actually, like, made new, like, relationships and bonds with people that I never really talked to before. Maybe, of course, maybe civil and, friendly, but I think just, like I said, having this much time, I've been able to just, like, talk to people more, and I've just found some people that I really click with and connect with on like with wrestling or spirituality and just life. And it's cool because I think like coming out of this, I'm going to have like a really strong just support system in wrestling, and not in just one area, like just throughout all different like regions and people. And it's, I don't know, it's giving me hope that like, I get, anywhere everyone's just trying to like do their best and be optimistic, but we're all here for each other, and that's really cool.
That's great. That's what it's all about. Yeah, it's weird. Like,
That's always good to hear.
Yeah, Nunes and I always say, like, during these past couple of months, like, everyone's just kind of been reaching out and reconnecting. It's, that indie wrestling scene is something special to us. We have like a lot of good relationships. And, it kind of distracts us from everything going on in the real world. So it's good to hear that you guys are connecting, and, I can see the fans want it more and more. Yeah. So it's really a crazy time. So speaking about in the ring stuff, last time we saw you, I believe, here we're in Jersey, where the pizza is very, very good. We saw you in an intergender match with, or a mixed tag match rather, with the former Green Machine, Mike Orlando and Allie Rex, versus you and Chris Banks. Mike used to be a nice guy, and then he gives you that crazy running boot to the face that was like a crazy GIF and video all over the internet.
Yeah, that was vicious.
Oh man, what a spot! It's a little attitude change on their part. Your thoughts? We get a lot of different answers here on this one. Your thoughts on like kind of the mixed tag matches and the intergender matches and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I know it's definitely a touchy subject, and people have very strong opinions, it seems, and they always, want to tell you them. But for me, I appreciate it. I would prefer to, mostly wrestle women, but I like it for something different. It's a different dynamic. You could play different cards, do a different story. Like, it doesn't always have to be like sexual or weird. And I feel like that's what people are like, oh, it's like fetishy and intergender, but I don't think it doesn't have to be. Like, you can wrestle, I could wrestle a man and we could wrestle. Like, it doesn't have to be all comedy spots and goofy stuff. And I think I enjoy it, here and there for sure, personally. But, I know you hear all different opinions on it.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you keeping it real. Sometimes we just get very politically correct answers. Sometimes, people are straight shooters, so we appreciate that. And honestly, like you were saying, like, it's not all about like kind of that crazy stuff, but there's an element of storytelling there, especially with Mike doing that big heel turn and then that over the top spot where we're all like, oh my gosh, what's going on?
Exactly.
My jaw is like still dropped from that.
And like with that match, we didn't do anything weird. Like, we just, like you said, it was a story, and it was, the crowd enjoyed it, and that's what matters. We're all trying to have fun, and like you said, it's our escape at the end of the day. So if it's helping people do that and enjoy it, that's what matters.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. And I wanted to ask you, your gear is really, really good. You see a lot of these indie stars. Some people just have amazing gear. Who does your gear?
The ones I've been wearing recently, her Facebook page is Gear Gal Wrestling Wear, and so she made the black and silver one for me. I don't even know where she's based out of now that I try to think about it, but yeah, I love like just the way she put it together was like, it was exactly what I wanted. I just wanted that like kind of simple, but like, of course, like super like reflective and shiny, like a little different, like just with the pants, like most women don't wear pants anymore, and just like I wanted something unique, but not like it didn't have to be 900 colors and sparkles and frills, and just simple, but like would stand out. And I think she like nailed it with that.
Yeah, it's awesome. It really does stand out. And kind of, I saw a little, what was it, Facebook or Twitter debate on this. The little, like kind of the signature pose, the hand signal that you do. Is that I know I saw it was disputed over there. The idea is that is it the AS? Is it just the S? What's kind of the idea there? It's really cool.
I mean, I guess it's apparently very open to interpretation after seeing everyone's response. But I just initially simply thought it looked like an S for Steele. Like, I didn't put too much thought into it. And then, of course, I got all the people being like, that's like the Zoltan symbol backwards. And I'm like, I know, but that's not what I'm doing. And it's funny because, like, people recognize it as that far more than I would have thought. And, like, that didn't even come to mind for me.
No.
And because even someone already said that they saw an N. I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about now. I don't know where there's an N, but it was like nothing complicated. I just thought, oh, cool. Like, it looks like an S for Steele. Why not?
Yeah, you drew like the little, you like took the picture and you like outlined like the S, and I was like, there you go. That makes it easy. That's great.
I mean, that would make sense. Why would I be doing a Z or an N? I don't know. But
who knows?
Everyone's always got to argue about something.
Yeah, in this crazy business. So you're doing a lot of workouts right now. Like we keep saying, putting in the work. Do you listen to music? Like, what kind of tunes are you into when you're working out or on the road or anything like that?
For working out, I usually try, I listen to more like rock or metal. Like, it keeps me more, I want to be sort of angry, like not like I'm going to kill someone. I want to kind of be like aggravated, a little pissed off, because like it gets me, in some weird way, it makes the pain more bearable. I sound like sadistic now, but like otherwise, I don't listen to as heavy of music, I guess, when I'm like not working out. If I'm driving, I would definitely listen to I listen to anything from like rap to hip hop to like techno to pop to like, I'm pretty open depending on my mood.
I got you. Do you play anything? Do you play or sing or I'm a drummer over here. No.
I always had like an interest in guitars. I've owned a few throughout the years, but I always just like don't have time to keep up with it, and I just sold the one I had not that long ago because I would love to, but when I do something, like, I want to be able to give it 100%, and I want to half-ass it, and I just knew like I didn't have the time to really learn, so I'll leave it to the other people that have the talent for it.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, guitar's a tough one. Guitars are really, like, if you're starting on an instrument, guitar's a really, really tough one. Always got to recommend the drums. Got to go drums. I always
thought that looked fun too.
There you go. You just get to hit things with sticks. So there you go.
Yeah, that might be good.
Yeah, there you go. So we always ask this question. So let's kind of do this hypothetically, like we weren't living in this pandemic, very bizarre 2020. So let's pretend that's not happening, and I know that's very hard to do. Moving forward, not to be cliche, but we always ask this question. I feel like wrestling was the hottest like it's ever been right before this whole thing.
It really has.
Yeah, wrestling every night of the week on TV, whether it be Impact, WWE, AEW, MLW, NWA, all that stuff going on. The indies were booming. There's just so many opportunities, like a lot of our guests have said. That means more jobs for talent, more opportunities for talent. But moving forward, what is the goal for Adena Steele right now?
My goal always, like, since I started training, like I said, when I started, I was just kind of like, why not? Like, let's just do it and see what happens. And that's been kind of like my mentality ever since, I started going out and having matches outside of, like my local area. And I just wanted to just take whatever opportunities come and not have one set expectation, because I feel like then I won't appreciate the other opportunities along the way, because I'm just going to be like focused, like, okay, I want, a WWE contract, and I won't be happy till I get it. And of course that would be wonderful, but I still I just want to enjoy it and just hope, I would like to go as far as I can with it, and wherever that is, I feel like, what's meant to be will just align itself. So I just want to have fun and just, follow the course.
That's a great way to do it, and I think the people who think that way are the ones that are going to go far, so that's a great answer. But now that you said that, again, hypothetically, say we're at WrestleMania, Adena Steele's coming out. What's the entrance looking like, and who's playing you to the stage? What band is playing you out?
Oh, that's a cool question.
Yeah.
I would have to say, well, the band I would use would be A Day to Remember.
Nice.
They were just
Nice.
mine since I was 15. They're still even the tattoo on my chest is a lyric from their songs.
Nice.
I just always loved that band. So I feel like it would just be
It's such a good album.
Yeah, and I think just their range is so broad. You kind of just make the perfect intensity to the song and everything. And I think, if I had I never thought about that actually, my entrance, what it would be like, but I definitely would want it to be since I have the black and silver, I guess that would be cool if there was some kind of streamers or confetti coming down and maybe some flashing lights at first, or something really wild. I think would be fun.
Awesome, yeah. Always got to go with the pyro and the fireworks. I'm always about that. That's great.
Yeah, especially if it's WrestleMania. I mean, come on, sell yourself short.
How about we are talking hypotheticals here. How about a dream tag team partner?
Oh, a partner.
Past or present?
I would say past or present. I mean, right now, I've just, for the past how many years, I've just so much enjoyed Becky Lynch. And I mean, she's definitely exploded over the past couple years. And now she's, doing her mommy thing. But I just always admired her. And I always felt like she was kind of overlooked. And it's been really cool to see her really in the forefront recently. And I feel like we'd mesh well together. I think that would be a really fun group.
That is the right answer. That's a great answer. We've always been a very pro Becky podcast, going back 3 or 4 years, even before she was the man, and now the mom. And what a moment that was! Very emotional. I couldn't be happier for her. She's done so much in this business, and she's still just an inspiration. Just what an inspiration right there.
I was so shocked. I was literally crying. I'm here I am, a grown woman crying on my couch.
We all were.
Yeah, I was a mess. Yeah.
Makes me feel a little better. I'm not the only one here. No. My dogs don't like it. If I cry, they're just what are you doing? What is that sound? They're just can you not? I'm sorry. I'm emotional right now.
Yeah, well, you could tell as soon as Becky started talking, she got emotional, and I'm I'm done.
I know.
But it was a very happy moment.
Yeah, it was what is this going to be? I didn't think it was a baby, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, but thankfully it was really, really good news. I'm so happy for her. So, Adena, do you keep up with the current products on TV, and who do you like right now? Who do you think's doing it right?
I'm spotty with it, to be honest. I more so I'll watch. I mean, since quarantine, I literally don't remember what day of the week it is. So there's a lot of times I'm oh no, that was on and I missed it. So I'll go back and try to catch up on some things on YouTube here and there. But right now, I've really been liking. I guess WWE wise, I've really been liking just the whole everything they're doing, kind of course, with the women's division, and they're doing a lot of different tag stuff, and it just seems it's really developing in general. And then AEW, I haven't been watching that as much because I kind of tend to watch NXT. But
we're big NXT over here.
I tried. I don't know. I always end up flipping back and forth and then stuck on NXT, and I'm oh, here we are. And even that, yeah. Yeah, but I think there's a lot in AEW. I always really liked Britt Baker. I always watched a lot of her matches a while ago, and I think it's cool to see her on there now. I always would just when I was first, I guess, going out and wrestling and doing my own thing, I tried to look up other women that kind of were in the same realm of doing indie stuff, but way more experience. And her and Tessa Blanchard were two that I watched a lot, and now seeing them both where they're at is pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Changing the business for sure. One more kind of fun question, real quick. And again, Adena, thank you for a few minutes. Favorite breakfast cereal? I'm imagining you eat very healthy.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, I do have a soft spot for cereal because I justify it by if I make a protein shake and use that for the milk, and I do it after I work out. It's the carbs after my workout and protein. So. I do have a soft spot for that.
Wow.
And recently, so all time, I think Reese's Puffs were definitely my favorite.
Okay, that's a good choice.
But right now, I've been eating a lot of peanut butter Chex and then with a chocolate protein shake, and it's just heavenly.
That sounds amazing.
I'm telling you, it's a life-changing experience.
I didn't even know they made peanut butter Chex. I have to look into that.
Yeah, they're the best.
That's great. Yeah, you're definitely a big peanut butter person. See, my favorite breakfast cereal is Peanut Butter Crunch, which I think is just a little bit better than the Reese's Puffs, but that's just me.
Oh, okay.
I'm a Frosted guy.
There you go. Keep it simple.
Keeping it classic.
Yeah.
Good.
Classic Nunes. Adena, this was a lot of fun. Thank you for a few minutes. Before we get the shameless promo out of the way, because we're all about it here, real quick, anything you want to say to the fans right now that we're just kind of waiting around for this to come back? Anything you want to say to the people right now?
I it's hard on everybody in different ways. You know, the fans, I think it's something for people to look forward to on the weekends. You know, maybe if you don't really go to bars a lot and like there's really not much to do. So I always thought it was cool having the shows, and it's just something new and fun and like positive for people. So I think it's definitely taking a toll on them in a way of just like, you know, they miss it, and like we were saying before, it's an escape for all of us. But
yeah.
I think like definitely from like just the way I've seen people acting now, and when things get back to, you know, normal, whatever that means, or when we could start having shows again, I think it'll make it like that much better, and we'll appreciate it so much more. And like it's cool to see like the support. Like I have fans messaging me just being like, "Are you okay?" Like it's just wild that like they care, you know? Like everyone has their own stuff going on. I'm like, please don't worry about me right now, you know? But I think at the end of it, and like when we all get back to wrestling, it's going to be like, we'll just really appreciate it that much more. You know, you think this time, like you just realize you take little stuff for granted, like the things you do all the time, it's just normal. And now you're like, oh my God, I can't do anything that I just routinely did and, you know, maybe didn't appreciate enough.
Very, very well said. And I love that kind of sense of camaraderie, like the fans reaching out to you. That's really cool. I know personally, it's been a tough 2020, and I've had like wrestlers reach out to me, and that was just mind blowing. And I think it's just really cool that everyone kind of connects and is spreading those positive vibes.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So real quick, now we've got all the positive vibes here, let's talk about the shameless promo. Adena, where can everyone follow you on social media? Do you have any merch available or anything like that?
On social media, Instagram, it's Adena Steele. Twitter is @_Adena Steele, because somehow someone got that before I did. Same thing with Facebook, Adena Steele, like ADENA SPEELE. And I do have merch. I don't have a website. It's more like I do have 8x10s and t-shirts. So if anyone's interested, could just send me a message on any of those platforms. I could send you, you know, some photos of what I've got.
Absolutely. And we always like to support everyone that comes on the show, so I'll shoot you a message. We'd love to get an 8x10 made out to the Bob Culture podcast. That would be awesome. And,
for sure.
That would be so cool. And hopefully we'll see you back here in New Jersey sometime soon. I don't know if it's going to be a drive-in kind of wrestling show like we're seeing starting to pop up. I don't know if things are going to be back to normal, but we hope to see you soon. Stay healthy and continued success. Thank you so much for a few minutes, Adena.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
All right, we're out, guys. Peace.